Hi there and welcome to this video. My name is Mary Amondo, in charge of training and career advisory services here at Corporate Staffing. And today we are going to be looking at interviews and how best you can be able to stand out when you have been called for that interview. As usual, I am joined by Paminas, our CEO, who will be helping us in this discussion. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me, Mary.
Great.
Yeah.
We are discussing about interviews today.
Yes.
And I'm just looking at some of the strategies that can help a candidate to stand out during an interview.
Yeah.
And the question that I have is, how can a candidate effectively highlight their skills and even their experiences in a way that sets them apart from other candidates during an interview?
That's a very good question, Mary. But before I give you the tips on how, any professional watching this can ensure that they stand out during an interview, is to make every professional understand that when it comes to an interview, it's not the most qualified or experienced person who gets the job. Mm-hmm. It's the person or individual who's able to market themselves within those 30 minutes or 1 hour, you'll be in that interview room. Mm-hmm. It may sound unfair, but the reality is, interviews, look at it, the work of an interview is now to be able to sell yourself. Just like the work of the CV is to get your foot in the door, so that you can be able to sell yourself. Mm-hmm. So having said that and having seen the importance of an interview, what are some of the things that you can do to be able to really highlight your experience and stand out? Mm-hmm. Number one is to make sure that you understand the job description very well. I've seen so many instances where someone is invited for an interview for a job they applied a week or 2 months ago, and the first thing they do is to go and Google the answers, interview question and answers. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that, but the starting point should understand the expectation that the employer has of you. Look at that job description thoroughly. In fact, analyze it. Then look at your CV and see what corresponds, because it will give you some insight into why I felt that you are an ideal candidate for that position. Mm-hmm. So that's number one, analyze the job description very well, because I can guarantee you 90% of the questions will come from that job description. Mm-hmm. It's a fact. Mm-hmm. I've done this for over 10 years, and that's the script. We did it last week, we are going to do it next week. It's not going to change. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's the job. We're interviewing you based on the job. And how do you know the job? From the job description. So that's number one. Mm-hmm. Have a very good understanding of the job description. The next thing you need to do is, obviously now when you're giving answers, make sure they are specific and they are tailored to the job description. Don't be general, don't be vague. Mm-hmm. Again, I've met many candidates who are very qualified, the CV looks good, they look good, they have the right experience and the skills, but the answers they're giving, they are not specific, they are not tailor-made. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm hiring an admin who will work in a factory. Mm-hmm. And as compared to, let's say, in a hospital. Those are two different setups. If you look at a hospital, what kind of people will you be receiving? Mm-hmm. There are people who are distressed. Mm-hmm. There are people who you need to really service in a very quick way. Mm-hmm. Your emotional intelligence skills, they need it to be at a higher level. Mm-hmm. It's also complex in the sense that a hospital, it's 24 hours. You'll be meeting after every 2-3 minutes. There's someone who needs to be serviced. Yeah. Now compared to a factory where you could be seated in this desk and maybe you only receive 2 visitors in a day. Yeah. And that visitor can afford to come there, take tea with you, So now if I'm an admin coming from factory setup and I'm applying for a job in a hospital, I need then to change my mindset to understand that the expectations are different. The job description might be the same, but in terms of what is expected of me is very different. And so when I'm giving answers is to show that, I'm someone who's able to multitask. I'm someone who's able to work under pressure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm someone who's really able to offer the best customer service. Mm-hmm. I'm able to go over and beyond.
So in terms of the experience, highlighting the experience and the skill set,
exactly,
it's important the candidate to put themselves into action.
Yes.
Or highlighting what they have done.
Yes, we call that transferable skills. Mm-hmm. So that someone should be able to feel, even if you've never worked in a hospital setup, maybe you can still be a good fit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would say those are key. Understand the job description. Second, make sure that the answers you give are tailor-made. They're specific to the role that you're applying. The other thing you can do is obviously have achievements, showcase. Don't be the person who comes to an interview and there's nothing over and beyond. Let someone know, oh, okay, so over and beyond my job, this is what I've also been able to deliver to the employer. I went over, exactly, either previous or current position. I was able to go over and beyond, and you have examples to back you up. And as we say, whenever it comes to achievement, make sure also they are not general or vague. They should be quantifiable. So have a figure, have a percentage, because that will help to paint a picture, to drive the point home. The other thing, and this is quite interesting, when you go for interviews, don't be boring. So show some passion, some excitement. Yeah, because I've also met candidates in a room, and for one reason or another, this person, it's like you're forcing them to give you answers. So please show that you're excited, so show that this is a position that you'd want to have. Yeah, even if, and it doesn't matter. I mean, even if you're an introvert, there's a way that you can communicate and people see passion. Yeah,
right from the voice,
right,
from the
voice, the body language.
The
you know, we
energy.
do this when you talk about public speaking. Yeah, in fact, the key word here is energy. You could be the most quiet person, silent, but put some energy into it. Let it be passionate. Let someone see this is something that you're interested in. Yeah.
Talking about examples,
Yes.
is there a specific way that a candidate can be able to specifically share stories or even give examples that can be used, or they can use to engage the interviewer and leave a lasting impression?
Yes, remember one of the ways I said you can stand out is giving specific examples. So I'll give you, there are instances where you can give examples. For example, let's say teamwork. So if I ask you, have you been a team player? If you just say yes, it ends there, then you're not going to go far with the interview. But if you tell me, oh yes, I remember there's a time we were organizing the NDA event, and the HR asked for volunteers, and I'm always passionate about events. Whereas my job is accountancy, but I'm always passionate about events, bringing people together. And I remember going, liaising with the different departmental heads, to make sure that this is a success, working with suppliers. So you see, compare that to a yes. A yes will not really take you far. Yeah, so that could be an example of you being a team player. Another example you can use is problem solving. Yeah. Have you been faced with a situation, either current or in the past, where your problem-solving skills have been able to come out? Yeah. So another area where you could use, storytelling and examples is overcoming challenges. And this is where, especially if the interviewer, they throw a personal question to you. The best answer would be, talk about maybe the way you grew up, or how you developed passion for whatever you're currently doing. And that way, you're able to paint a picture if you use an example. Yeah. So, indeed, storytelling, a specific example, they can go a long way, into convincing a potential employer that you're an ideal candidate for the role. Yeah.
Great. I know interviews can be a bit nerve-wracking, and just the thought that I am among the 8 candidates that are going to be interviewed.
Yes.
It is important for every candidate to really get to find out how best they can be able to stand out from the rest.
Yeah.
As you have had, interviews can be a bit nerve-wracking, of course, and it is important for you as a candidate to really prepare very well to be able to stand out from the rest, right from your skill set and based also on the experiences that you've had. At Corporate Staffing Services, we mainly look forward to working with professionals, helping them to walk this journey, just to prepare you to be able to ace your upcoming interviews. Feel free to click on the link below so that you can be able to get more tips when it comes to how best you can be able to prepare for interviews, and reach out to us when you have an upcoming interview so that we tailor it specifically for the role that you're going to be interviewed for. I look forward to having you in the next video. Thank you for watching.